Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do something fun today. Something I haven't done in a long time. We're going to talk about knives. Alright guys, so it's been a while since I've shown you guys my knife collection, and you know, some things have changed since the last time that I showed it off, but that's what life's all about, right? Everybody changes. We all evolve in one way or another. So anyway, I'll get the knives laid out onto the freezer slash workbench over there, and you guys can check them out. Before I do, though, I just wanted to say real quick, one of my buddies here on YouTube is a real good friend of mine. His name's Antonio Claudio Michael. He's got a YouTube channel. He does a lot with tools and a lot with Harbor Freight tools. So if you're not a Harbor Freight fan, it is what it is. But the dude knows what he's talking about, and he's pretty cool. So I'll try to put his link in the description box, and you guys go check him out and decide for yourself. But anyway, let me get these knives laid out. Alright guys, so we're going to start off here on the right side. This is an awesome bushcraft knife that Tom Chitwood custom made for me. It's pretty badass. That one right there is one of my favorites, and it'll never ever leave my collection. As a matter of fact, any of the custom knives I have will never leave because they're just awesome. This one right here, this is a custom knife that Steve Graham did for me from over there at 73 Forge. Pretty awesome. Black scales with yellow liners, my team colors. Awesome. And it's funny because I didn't know anything about him making that knife. But Aaron Nelson, he knew all about it. And for like a week straight, I got text messages every day telling me I know something you don't know. But yeah, it's awesome. I've used that knife a ton too. It's a really good knife. This one is an old hickory butcher knife that Tom Chitwood reprofiled and ground down into a Kephart design for me. Put a little finger notch in there. It's pretty awesome. And actually, the first time I ever took that knife out of the sheath, it cut my thumb to the bone. I was just stupid and I didn't pay attention. So make sure you do that. Make sure you pay attention. This one is a railroad spike knife that Carl the Madman did for me a long time ago, and I chose it because it wasn't perfect. See how bent that thing is? That thing is awesome, and really it fits perfectly in my hand. It's very comfortable. The only thing is, this is probably the one custom knife I don't use a whole lot, and it's only because it's kind of a bitch to keep an edge on a railroad spike knife. But other than that, I mean, it's a great knife, and I have used it a lot. But like I said, anymore, I don't really turn to that one as like my go-to. This one right here, this is another old hickory butcher knife. I won this in a giveaway from, I think, Mad Dog Survival. But this is another one that I've beat the shit out of. Then we got my Mora 511. I know it's not a custom knife, but I have a custom knife sheath for it. So that's why it's close to the custom knives. This knife sheath was made by John Capps like 3 or 4 years ago. It's pretty awesome, and it still has very good retention in the sheath. So it's pretty cool. This one right here is an old hunting bowie that was my dad's, and this was the knife that I used when I gutted my first deer. This one right here is a buck skinner, and it was won in a giveaway as well through New Mexico Sharpshooter. It's actually one of my favorite knives. I use this one actually a lot, more than you'd think. This one right here, this is a Browning. My daughter bought this for me a few years ago for Christmas. This thing is huge. But I mean, I like the knife. I've used it. The only really concern or complaint that I would have about that knife is the handle scales are kind of shaped weird. But one of these days I plan on changing that as soon as I learn how to do it. This one's a mossy oak. It came in one of those 2-knife sets from Walmart a few years ago during Christmas time. It came with a little skinner, and then this one, this Tonto. The skinner, I actually gave it to a friend of mine because he liked it and he wanted it, so I gave it to him. And this one right here, this is a top Steel Eagle Delta that I won in a giveaway during a meetup with Wingman 115. This one's had some carry time, but not much. This thing is heavy as hell. Look at this thing. It's a big old knife. I love it. Problem is, Jimmy loves it too, and he keeps telling me he's going to take it from me. And then we have my my Condor. This is a Condor pterosaur. It's awesome. You know, everybody talks shit about this knife because, oh, it's just a copy of a Mora. Well, that might be true, I guess, in some aspects, but if I had to choose, I would take this one because this is the one I have. But I did have a Mora HQ Robust, and it was a great knife, but that one went to my daughter. Same daughter that gave me this one for Christmas. But yeah, she knows I have a love of sharp, shiny things. And then we have my my Uncle Henry Charade fillet knife. I do have a couple of other fillet knives, but you know, just some cheap ones. But this is the one I've used for probably 10 years. It's an awesome knife. Well, that right there, that's the fixed blades. Let's move on to the folders. Alright, so for the folders, we're going to start on this side. Got my Buck 110, probably my most carried knife of all time. I've been carrying a Buck 110 since I was like 12 years old. Real awesome. Awesome knife. I love these. Probably my go-to knife. But anyway, moving on. This one is a David Mosier design Bad Blood. I got it from a giveaway that the California Prepper was having a long time ago. But it actually came from Hallmark Cutlery. But yeah, that's a big old blade right there. And surprising enough, I have EDC'd this thing an awful lot. Thing is, it's just so damn big, I don't want to get hassled by the cops for having such a big ass folding knife. This one here, this is just a no-name little automatic knife that I got from my buddy Dark Matter. And I don't really carry that one too often because it's automatic. And that's a no-no here. But this one here, this is my Milano Stiletto I got from Outlaw Edge. In the note, he told me don't get caught carrying it. Well, I haven't been caught carrying it, but I can't confirm nor deny whether I've carried this thing a lot. I'll just put it that way. Then this is a Kershaw. It came in one of those little tool sets with, I think it came with a hatchet or something. I don't know. It was one of them Christmas deal things. This one right here is called a Tiger, and I have carried this. This is another one that my buddy Dark Matter gave to me. As a matter of fact, I had to take this one apart and fix it, and now it works flawlessly. This one here is a little True Utility that I got from our local feed store a few years ago, and it's had a lot of use. Oh, wrong way, dummy. This is a little Smith & Wesson that I got from Outlaw Edge. This is a 511. I'm not really sure what the model is, but it's a 511. My wife bought it for me, so yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. It gets carried a lot. This is a Milwaukee Fastback. There was two of them that I had. I had another one. It was called a Hawkbill, and I actually traded that to Southpaw Bushcraft for some leather pouches that I use all the time. This is a bird that I got in one of those Christmas, I don't know, like Secret Santa boxes. Pretty awesome knife. I've carried the shit out of this knife. I think aside from my Buck 110, that's probably my favorite knife. Kershaw filter. There's a lot of crap on YouTube saying these knives are junk, but I love it, and it's never failed on me. This one right here is kind of a special story. This is the latest one that I've gotten. My wife's uncle sent it to me this past week, just for being a good father and husband. But get all that file work in there. That knife is beautiful. Not sure what kind of handle scales these are. Maybe they're bone or something. I don't know. This knife is heavy. And we have an old timer. My Swiss Army knife. This is a Huntsman. And then we have the Ontario Rat 2, the Spyderco Tenacious, the Kubi. This is a sod buster that actually I got from the same giveaway as this knife. And then we have my old timers. This was like a 2-knife set from Walmart. Awesome knives. Love them. I'm kind of a traditional knife guy, so there's always going to be traditional type folding knives in my knife collections. This is a Buck Canoe. There's, again, a lot of flack on YouTube about this knife. And yes, the little nameplate did finally fall off last week. I got to get some super glue and put it back on. But other than that, I've used the shit out of that knife. And then this one right here was one that my grandpa used to carry all the time. It's been used and abused. And this is probably the only one that I don't carry all the time. I do carry it every once in a while, but it's probably the least carried out of everything. But yeah, it's a pretty cool knife. I'm not sure if it's some kind of Swiss Army knife or what kind of knife it is, but I guess that little shield right there has something to do with the maker. I'm not really sure. But then we got this little no-name knife right here somebody gave me. And it's my beater. It's actually the one I open boxes with. And then this one right here came from the same person. And this one here and maybe this one is going to go to Jimmy at some point when he decides he wants it again. And then we have my my Stanley multi-tool. This is the first multi-tool I bought when I got into YouTube, and it's different. I like it because it's different. And then we have my Leatherman rebar. And then a couple of the ones that I didn't mention in the fixed blade knives. The CRKT Minimalist Bowie. That's pretty awesome. Actually, I won this, the Rat 2, and the Kubi in a knife giveaway from Women Carry Knives. I actually do have another one of these somewhere that I gave to Jimmy, and I beat the shit out of that one, so I figured I'll take the new one and give him the old crappy one. And then this one right here, this is awesome. This is a custom neck knife that Flint and Steel Survival made. If you look on there, he engraved my name on it. And this thing is fucking razor sharp too. And then he made a custom knife sheath. Pretty awesome. And then I put a little compass on there and whatnot. But yep, that's the knife collection right there. Oh yeah, this sheath and this little sharpener, which works really well, came with this knife from my wife's uncle. He said that he went and he bought me a new sheath, but he said he didn't know if that knife would fit in there, and it actually fits in there perfectly. Pretty cool. Alright, so there they are, all on the table. Let's take one last look at them. Yeah. I love sharp, shiny shit. Oh yeah. And then you guys saw this sharpener, but this one right here I bought at a consignment shop years ago. God, James, did you fart again? God, you need to take a shit. But yeah, I bought it at a consignment shop. Apparently it's made by K-Bar. Pretty cool. You need to go poop.
No, I don't. You need.
Thanks for watching, guys. That's the knife collection as it is today. Yeah. Man, get this done as quick as possible. I can't think. My eyes are watering. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We do appreciate you taking the time to come over and check out, see what kind of craziness we're up to over here. But yeah, that's the knife collection. You know, some things have changed, but there are some that were here the last time. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll see you next time. God damn, I'm glad he went in the house. Alright, so before I take off, there was one I forgot. This little cheap ass butterfly knife right here. The only reason why I have this piece of shit is because it belonged to my nephew, and I didn't want him to get in trouble with it because I knew he was carrying it around. So I traded him one of mine for this. But, oh well.